Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about kinetic typography and how to make it in After Effects. Here's what you're going to make today. Okay, so that's kinetic typography. So let's get started and open up After Effects. Choose a new composition, and I've got mine to the standard widescreen, so 720 by 480, and the duration I've put is 3 minutes 20, which I think is the length of the song, and click OK. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to import our music. So go to File, Import, File, and choose your music and click Open, and then drag it into your timeline down the bottom. So now this puts our music here, and we can skim through it by holding Apple and dragging this across. Okay. The next thing we're going to want to do is just simply type out our text, but the text needs to be on separate layers because we're going to edit them individually later. If you go to your text icon at the top and then type out the words you need. To quickly put them onto separate layers, type out your word, hold Apple and press enter, and that saves that text layer and starts a new one. Okay, so you want to do each scene individually. So this is going to be my first sentence. Okay, so you're going to want to sync that up with the audio now. Like I said, you can skim through your music. You've got to listen carefully for the I first. Okay, just about there. Interesting feature with this, if you hold Apple and drag this and then hold it, it gives you a loop. Okay, so there's I. So you click and drag the red bar from I and drag it to your red line. And do the same with each word. There's C. So once we've done that, we can just do a little RAM preview to see if it worked. So if we click on this icon here, RAM preview. Okay, so the I came in a little early, so we're just going to move that across. So once we've done that, we're going to pre-compose it and then do our next scene. We pre-compose it so we can edit it later. So to pre-compose, highlight all your layers, go to Layer and Pre-compose. Okay, so that's put it in a little group there so we can edit it later. I'm going to crop this down to where it needs to be, which is there. Okay, and now we can do the next sentence. Okay, we're going to do the same again, sync it all up with the music and pre-compose it. Okay, so do another RAM preview, see if it all works. That's fine. So we're going to pre-compose that again. Select them all, go to Layer and Pre-compose. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is compose our layers. So in Comp 1, if we click on our grouped layer, I see you driving around town, which is our first layer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just put them in an interesting position. You can do this now. Okay, so do another RAM preview, see if it looks any good. Hopefully you can do a better composition than I have. Alright, excellent. A few features I should point out. This down here continuously rasterizes your text, so it keeps it as a vector, because obviously as the RAM preview you've just seen is quite pixelated. But if we don't want this, we can click on here and it will constantly vectorize the text and give it a sharper look. And as well, we can click on this icon here. This turns your text into 3D layers. This will help us out later when we're moving the camera around. It just simply means if you put all these on, that your text are now 3D, so you can move them into the foreground, background, and flip them around as if they were a 3D object. And this next one as well is a motion blur. This will give it a really nice effect when it's rendered out. Give it a nice little motion blur. Okay. So once your text is composed the way you want it, you're going to go in and edit it further and animate it. So if we double click into the first layer composition, I want the driving to zoom in from the right. So we click on the driving layer and click P to get the position up, which moves it around. Well, we could just click and drag it off. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, make sure you're on the selection tool. We can drag it around, probably easier. So what we're going to want to do, we're going to zoom in and add a keyframe where driving starts. So to do that, click on the keyframe icon, which is there, and click that and it'll put another dot there for us, which is your first keyframe. And now we're going to take this back 3 layers and drag just the end of the driving layer back those 3 layers and add another keyframe. Now to add this keyframe, we click on this icon here to add the next keyframe. This button adds our first keyframe and this one adds the rest that we want to put in. If you click this one again, it'll start everything again, it'll get rid of the first keyframe we did. So we click this one for the first one, and then for the next ones we'll click this one. Okay, so now we can move it. So I want it to come in from the right, so drag it off. So now from these three frames, it will come in from the right. Okay, so I want to do this for the next word, which is round. So I'll press P again to bring up position and add a keyframe, and then drag it back 3 layers and click on the end and add another keyframe, which is this icon again. Now this time I want it to come down from the top of the screen, so I'm just going to drag it up and off screen, and this will come down. Okay, now we'll do it again for town. Press P, add the keyframe, go back three frames, and add another keyframe. We'll drag it down this time. Okay, so if we just have a quick preview of that. Okay, that looks okay. Now we'll do it with the next group of layers. I'm only going to do this with the one word, love. Just put that back. Okay, so if I add a keyframe and go back 3 layers, 1, 2, 3. Add another keyframe. Now I want this to zoom from off screen, so it looks like it's zooming past the viewer. Let's have a quick look at that. That looks okay. Okay, so we'll do another RAM preview. Okay, that looks okay.